Hare Krishna, good evening, welcome all of you all for our weekly Saturday evening Bhagavatam class. So the good news is we have completed Canto 1 and we are starting with Canto 2. So second Canto, first chapter, first verse, very important verse which we have to discuss, and let's start. Can anyone read the translation for verse number 1?
Sri Sukhdev Goswami said, "My dear king, your question is glorious because it is very beneficial to all kinds of people. The answer to this question is the prime subject matter for hearing and it is approved by all transcendentalists."
Shri Sukho Vacha, Priyam Eshate Prashnam, Krita Lokhitam Nrapaha, Atmavit Samata Pumsa, Sotavyadishu Yat Paraha. Very important shloka. We shall be preparing the second list of shlokas very shortly because hoping that Canto 1 shlokas must have been by hearted by our students who regularly recited. We will be starting with Canto 2 shlokas, which are also few of them very important. So this shloka is also very important, the first shloka. And what is let's have the background. What is the background? Does anyone remember what is the background?
So now Sukhdev Goswami has entered and Raja Maharaj Parikshit has totally surrendered unto him.
Yes,
and
surrendered unto him.
For his guidance.
Yes, very nice. And he has said, please tell me what a person who is going to die should do. Yachrotobyam, yato japyam. What has to be heard? What has to be chanted? All those categories have been asked. Yes, smratavyam. What should be remembered? क्या क्या याद करना चाहिए? सिर्फ ये एक सवाल पूछने पे the first opening dialogue of Shukdev Goswami is Varyan Eshte Prashna. Varyan means very good, excellent. Eshte Prashna, your question is very excellent. Krito loko hitam nrapaha. ये एक सवाल से लोगों का हित होने वाला है. It is going to do good, welfare, benefit. It is going to benefit the entire people. And not only one person, the loka, whole loka people. And what is saying? Atmavit samata pumsaha. Atmavit means those who are in the spiritual, the elevated situation, जो भक्ति में आगे बढ़े हुए. उन लोगों का भी कहना है, they also say that this question is the correct question to be asked. Shrotavya adishu yat paraha. And it all kinds of hearing, in all kinds of hearing, this is the best. मतलब सुनने के लिए बहुत कुछ है. Actually, this goes in connection with the next verse, but I'm not taking the next verse now. I'm taking it next week. But this is a very important shloka which Lord is trying to, Shukdev Goswami is trying to say. Says, your question is very special and unique. Now let's understand how does this question becomes special and unique. What is so special and unique about this question? Yes, what do you feel? Why is Shukdev Goswami praising the king, Parikshit Maharaj, that what question you have asked is excellent, perfect, and it is to be, it's going to be change the life of those who are in the entire loka, and this is approved by transcendentalist people or those who are in the spiritual path. So, can anyone give me an understanding of how and why it is? Yes, come on.
प्रभु जी जब भी हमको पता भी चल जाए, अगर पहली बात तो हमको पता नहीं चलता है when we are going to leave this world.
Correct.
Even if we come to know when we are going to leave this world, we keep crying and cribbing about material things. We actually don't know what we should do. So by asking this question, he is enlightening us, and the whole every mankind has to do it.
Very good, very nice. Something more would someone like to add? You're right, but it's not fully. There are some points still to be added to that. Some major points.
Yeah, only one more point. According to me, that death is certain. It is, definitely आने वाला ही है. So it is useful to everyone.
One thing I'll tell you, Samrat and Vishal, when we are talking of Bhagavatam, let's not talk about the death itself. Death is a part of our life. How many times in throughout our life, how many every year we have celebrated our birthday? कोई कोई तो इंग्लिश बर्थडे और अपना स्टार बर्थडे भी मनाते हैं, जैसा मैं रामनवमी भी मनाता हूँ, देन 26 मार्च भी मनाता हूँ. तो लाइक नो, आई टेक प्लेजर टू टाइम्स नहीं, नो द सेम डे, पर डेथ एक ही दिन होने वाला. So so the point what I'm trying to make over here is, death is something for the materialistic people who are attached to this world. For them, death is something which is very bad. But one who has elevated himself in the spiritual path, for him, death is the gateway for getting out of the cycle of birth and death. It's a gateway. It's like if suppose God comes in front of you and asks, yes, what do you want? He says, sir, I want liberation. The first thing Lord will say is, marna padega, then only you'll get liberated. So, marna nahi hai, but I want to be liberated. That's not possible. You cannot keep your leg in both the boat. You got to have, you have to leave one to catch the other. Here, Shukdev Goswami is saying, Varyaneshte Prashna. The question is the excellent. Varyan means the best question you asked. Because a right question asked by the right person to the, from the right person to the right person. पूछने वाला भी भक्ति मार्ग में आगे बढ़ने वाला व्यक्ति है, वो भक्त है. He is already a devotee. And whom he has asked? Someone who is already elevated in the spiritual platform. So these are the right kind of people who are going to interact on one-to-one basis. That is why he is saying, Varyaneshte Prashna. Because you asked, what he is saying is, he has not asked what I should do. He didn't, in the question, he has not asked. He is asking, take out that verse. Give me a minute, I'll just take out the verse. Yes, 1.9.38, verse number is 38. Yet shrotavyam ato japyam, yet kartavyam naravi prabhu, smratavyam bhajaniyam va, bhuvi yat va viparyayam. उसने क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछा है स्पेसिफिक, what is to be done and what is not to be done. Viparyayam means वो नहीं करना है. I have to keep myself away from those things. So he has asked a very specific question. What I have to chant that too, of course, definitely for a person. And Ata prashyami sansadyam yoginam paramam gurum purushebhya karyam varyamanastu sarvadaha. He is asking in the earlier, that is in verse number 37, he is asking, you are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging to you to show me the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. And what is the next verse he is saying is, please tell me, please let me know what a man should chant, hear, remember, and worship. And also what he should not do. Please explain all this to me. So very clear, specific question, not pertaining to himself. Not pertaining to himself. मतलब अपना खुद का उद्धार करना है, ये नहीं करना है. Secondly, okay, this whole answer could have been given in one verse. Why should he speak 18,000 verses? इतना बड़ा volume. मरने वाला तो है पक्का. Everyone is going to die. He is a devotee himself. Then no, nothing, no problem. You just chant the holy name and death is going to come. एक लाइन में बोल के even Shukdev Goswami could have gone. Then we would also not be having any classes. तो भागवत में नहीं रहता ना, एक ही लाइन रहता, तो story would have been over. So why Shukdev Goswami is starting with appreciating his question? Wow, क्या question? Varyaneshte Prashna. What is going to be the crux of the entire Bhagavad? Now, whatever he is going to speak, whatever answer he is going to give, what is going to be the actual crux? Actual usme ka, what do you say, the essence or what is going to be highlighted? That's my question.
भगवान और भक्त और लीला, भगवान की लीला लीला
Okay, भगवान भक्त और लीला. Okay, fine. Something. इतने विभूति लोग बैठे हैं, कोई तो बोलो.
Prabhuji, how, like, basically he will tell us how can we connect with God.
Okay, how to connect with God. Very nice. Something more. You all are skipping one important point. See, the whole question is now Shrotavyam, Japyam. Okay, I'm giving you the clue. Let me see how intelligent fellow will find out. It's Shrotavyam, Smratavyam, Japyam. याद करना है, जपना है और सुनना है. क्या सुनोगे?
भगवत, मतलब भगवान की स्टोरीज, भगवान का गुणगान.
ओके,
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. प्रभु जी, कृष्ण मतलब भगवान की गुण रूप और लीला है.
नाम की महिमा प्रभु जी, नाम की महिमा.
हाँ, then value of the holy name. See, in all the three, what is common? The holy name, right? You're going to listen the value and the greatness of holy name. I'll tell you a small incident. It's said very nicely, it is glorified. Once Narad Muni went and asked Narayan, Narayan, I'm always chanting your name. Tell me, what is the big benefit of chanting your name? Narayan said, okay, I'll tell you. You do one thing. You go to that so-and-so village, there is one mosquito flying. You go and tell that mosquito, Om Shri Hari Narayan Nama, bol ke aaja. Theek. Narad Muni came, saw the mosquito, and he said, Hari Narayan Nama. Immediately the mosquito died. My God, क्या करूं? वापस गया, नारायण के पास है. अब क्या हो गया? उन्हें वो मैं मस्किटो को बोला, that mosquito died immediately. अच्छा, तो ठीक है. Then what do? You go to Kaveri. In Kaveri, in the bank of Kaveri, there is an nice dog going around. Go and tell the dog, Om Namo Narayana. So he went and told the dog, Om Namo Narayana. The dog also died. Then Papas aaya, Narayan, what is this? If I keep on chanting like this, everyone is dying. What is the use? I mean, who will tell? I mean, how can I tell anyone to chant your name? No, don't worry. See, you just go to Srirangam. There is one cow just given birth to a bachara. So go and tell that bachara, Om Shri Narayana Namah. He went, Hari Narayana Namah जाके उस बछड़े को बोला, the bachara also died. So after three death, he became tensioned. मैं आपको नाम का महिमा पूछा, आप ऐसा बता रहे हो. You are showing me this way. If I go on telling each and every one like this, and if they keep on dying, how can I chant your name? I can take your name. And don't worry. Now you do one thing. Now you go down. Kashi, the king of Kashi, has given birth to a nice son. Go and tell him that I want to meet your son. And go and tell his son, Om Namo Narayana. Well, now I was a small-time criminal. Now you want to make me a इंटरनेशनल क्रिमिनल, बड़ा लेवल पे मर्डर. मतलब किंग का बच्चे को मार के आऊंगा तो क्या पनिशमेंट होगा? नहीं, go and tell. I am telling you, ना, go and tell. He went to Kashi. The Kashi king का कोर्ट में जा रहे थे. So we're going to दरबार. That date was this, the child's purification बोलते हैं ना, purification day, जैसे जहाँ पे वो रस्म होती है and all that. So गया and the doorkeeper stopped him. Hey, don't go inside. नहीं, I want to know your identification. Who are you? अरे बाबा, Look at me, I'm in the typical orange dress, having this veena in my hand, having this nice typical jata with flower around it. All over your world, my photo and posters are made like that. No? You should know I'm Narada. No, 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 no. How can I say you are Narada? You may be having jata, you may be having veena, you may be doing everything, but you are not chanting Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. वैसे नारद मुनि ऐसे आते हैं ना, नारायण नारायण बोल के आते हैं. I am not able to see you chant. Please say Narayan, Narayan. Narayan, Narada Muni just looked at him. मैं भी ओम हरि ओम नारायण बोलेगा तो इसका भी जाएगा प्राण जाए. I can't take a risk. So he said, see, today I am not in a mood to say that. So you please go and tell the king I have come to meet the king's son. I have got to come. Okay. He gave a message. The king went inside, met the king, said, oh, you are the Narayan. Yeah, you are the Narada. Yes, I am the great sage Narada. I have come to see your child. Your child is very blessed. I have come to see. I want to come to bless your child. So take me to your child. So he took him to the child's room. He asked everyone, please go out. And closing his eyes, he said, the child's ears, oh Mari Narayana, and opened and saw, bacha hai kya mar gaya. Ye high level murder hoga na. This will be high level. He will not be left. The minute he saw, the child jumped up and sat. Guruji, pehchana nahi. Nahi, main wahi machhar. I'm the same mosquito. When you said the name of Narayan, I died. I got a better birth. I was born as a dog. Slight elevation. Then, as a dog, when you came and told me Om Nare Narayana, I died again. And immediately I was transferred into a calf, a cow body I got. So, as a calf, you came and chanted, I died. Now I got a human birth, and that too a birth of a king. I'm right now a prince, but one day I'm going to be a king. So I'm going to be with all the, what do you say, the opulence and wealth and everything. And I know this is my last birth. Because a guru like you has come and given the mantra in my ears. This is what is the procedure, right? Diksha means what? The mantra is given by the guru to the shishya. तो आपने मुझे दे दिया, अब मैं ये नाम जपने वाला हूँ, and this is going to be my last birth, and I'm coming back to. Now he realized, oh, this is the value of this word Narayan which I'm chanting. Even sometimes Narad Muni also plays games. He acts as if he doesn't know anything. That's the greatness of all transcendental people. So they just obey the order given by God. And God does these leelas to make us understand the value of it. And Shukdev Goswami is very happy. Now I am going to speak about the Lord's name, about the Lord's activities, the Lord's, Rup Guna Leela, what all you said. Yes, that's true. And by that is what I have got to chant. That is what I got to remember. And that is what I got to, hear. Shrotavyam, Japyam and Smratavyam. ये तीन चीज के लिए यही है. At the time of death, what are we supposed to remember? Not just God's leelas, the Lord's holy name. That is why we chant throughout the year, throughout our life, whatever life in spiritual life we are living, we are chanting. Why are we chanting? The main purpose is we get a chance to get out of the cycle of birth and death, and that will be tested at the time of death only. What you did throughout the year, koi dikhne wala nahi. Whatever chanting you did, whatever devotion you did, no, everything will be seen. That, like a child studies for the whole year. The teacher knows this child is studying, or he knows not child study also. But what is seen is the final question paper, what is he has answered, the final answer paper. And that examination, whatever he gets, immaterial of what he studied the whole year or he didn't study the whole year, what the answer paper he has written, on that basis his marks are given. Similarly, for us also, at the time of death, whatever devotion we have done, that's why Chaitanya Charitamrita says very nicely, it's one beautiful verse, साधन कर ले, भजन कर ले, मृत्यु जान ले होय. ये जो भी साधन कर रहे हो, जो भी भजन कर रहे हो, सब कर लो। मृत्यु जान ले हो, ये सब मृत्यु बता देगा कि आपने सही किया या नहीं. It may not be for the world, but for you at least for sure, you will come to know, oh, Yamdutas have come. That means my chanting has been lowest quality. My hearing, my chanting, my devotion, my sincerity towards devotion, all has been of the lowest. And if you see Yamadutas, Vishnu Dutas coming, you should understand, yes, I have done relatively good. One should not become proud at that moment also. You should be humble. So, first happiness which Shukdev Goswami gets is you asked a question which is going to directly make me speak about the holy name and of course the God Lord's Leela, Guna Leela, and that is what is the best thing to hear. It is said. Okay, let's take the next verse. Just read the next verse. I'll take the next verse today only. Then the coordination will come.
Those persons who are materially engrossed, being blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth, have many subject matters for hearing in human society, O Emperor.
श्रोतव्यादिन राजेंद्र मनुष्यानां संगति सहस्रसा अपश्यताम आत्मतत्वम गृहेषु गृहमेदिनाम. Very important. These are all, you should by heart these verses. Very important. Shrotavyadin Rajendra. Shrotavyadin means what? Subjects of matter of hearing. And etc. etc. मतलब सुनना, जपना, ये सब करना, जुपना, जपना, याद करना, all this. Adin means etc. Just a suffix like. Shrotavya means he's just mentioning one word, sun, from hearing, because even your Naudha Bhakti starts with Shravanam, sunne se start hota hai. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. These are the steps. So, you see, Shrotavya Rajendra. Rajendra matlab wo Raja, o king. Naranam Sankti सहस्र सह. मनुष्य के पास हजारों चीजें हैं सुनने के लिए, बोलने के लिए. सुनने के लिए, बोलने के लिए हजारों चीज. It's a fact, right? We all have got time for listening to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, your name that thing, you got time for everything. Of course, business talk, family gossip, family politics, whatever you call, all this ample of time. Shrotavyadin Rajendra Naranam Sankti Sahesru. Sahesru matlab हजारों. Now, why is Lord Sukdev and Sutta Goswami, Ved Vyas writing as Sahasru Saha? Sahasra means hajaru kyun? Now you go and ask a young boy or a girl, their topic of discussion will be something different. You ask a middle-aged person, his topic of discussion, his engrossment, his discussion will be totally different. A small child will be engrossed in play, game, video games, this and that. Even they chat a lot, they talk a lot. But neither the old people also got enough things to talk, their old experiences, the past, what all they have undergone, and what times were. Whenever you sit with an old person, अरे वो टाइम बढ़िया थे, हम लोग ऐसे रहते थे, वैसे रहते थे, and all that starts. But if you see on a toto, at all stages of life, at what time have we talked, heard, or remembered about it? None. I can guarantee you that. Because हमको उसमें रुचि नहीं आ रहा. हमको उसमें रुचि नहीं आ रहा है. We'll discuss business plans. We'll discuss, okay, now next month I'm going to do this. I'm going to apply a new job. I'm going to do this. Fine. Good. These are all part of life. This goes on trickling in life. And these plans, remember, you're losing one day in your life. Each day gone means, वो जेल में मालूम है कि एक व्यक्ति एक लाइन मारता है और उसको 4 lines and then the 5th line, oh, 5 days over, 6th day, and ऐसा he goes on counting years, might be is imprisoned for 20 years or 30 years. He counts, oh, अभी और कितना बाकी है, और कितना बाकी है. Please, do we understand that yes, even our days are skipping out? Why? Because we are taking rasa in these worldly topics. ये जो भौतिक चीजों में, भौतिक बातों में, भौतिक ज्ञान लेने में, and there is no one, including me. Okay, let me be very honest. When I am interested, oh, is Trump dead? Is Trump doing something? What is happening in Ukraine? What is having to sing? Yes, but on a toto, how many wars have been fought in this world till now? Billions and trillions of war have been fought, right from history, whatever we have read, to our known knowledge. But जो भी war हुआ, and we are not involved directly, indirectly, okay, might be in the global scenario, we may say yes, we're interested, but are we realizing no, this is more important than those things? Might be, no, a few may drift for a few minutes, but few may drift for the whole day, and few for the whole lifetime. That's why it's always said, भौतिक लोगों के साथ ज्यादा मत रहना. They will spoil your thought process. They will spoil your thinking process. They will spoil your understanding of what is actual transcendence and actual spirituality. Spirituality is a very in-depth topic. In a very in-depth manner it has to be handled, and is not the way people generally handle. हम लोग को सब we generally see people who are God fearing and not God loving. God fearing people, हर कोई व्यक्ति आपको मिल जाएगा. Whenever we have a function in the temple, we have hundreds of people coming. They are only seen on function to function. The next function, आए तो आए, so that doesn't qualify. You may do some nice service also, even by financially or physically, whatever it is, but that doesn't certify that person to be a transcendentalist. Why? Because such a person has to always श्रोतव्य आदिन राजेंद्र, ऑलवेज एट ऑल टाइम उसको सुनना है और करना है. बट मनुष्य क्या करता है? श्रोतव्य आदिन राजेंद्र नराणाम संगति सहस्रशः अपश्यताम आत्मतत्वम. आत्मतत्व जो है, our truth of the ultimate truth of our life, how birth, death, old age and disease slowly, so like a crocodile which is, or like a python which is swallowing us every minute. Apashyatam, not seeing this, not realizing it. The worst part is people see, but they don't realize. And this is not from now, from time. सतयुग से भी ये वेदा है, ये ज्ञान है, सब कुछ है. तभी आदमी लाख लाख साल जीता था. शुद्धता ज्यादा थी, अनवांटेड मोबाइल, ये वो नॉनसेंस कम था. तभी भी अच्छा क्या क्या गॉसिप हो रहा है, व्हाट इज द लेटेस्ट मूविंग, और गांव का क्या खबर है, बस उसी में आदमी. he knew that time also, man knew that spirituality is important. Tell me one person who knows, who doesn't realize that spirituality is not important. Everyone knows. करेंगे. We procrastinate. Do we procrastinate our job, our application for a job and a venture or business? Do we procrastinate anything? Even procrastinate. The best thing is we procrastinate things which are good for us. जो हमारे लिए अच्छा है उसको हम procrastinate. And always the beating is taken by spiritual activities, or devotion takes a beating. उसको हमेशा फास्ट फॉरवर्ड, बाद में करें, बाद में करें, बाद में. अरे आयु बहुत छोटी है. That is why he saying अपश्यताम आत्मतत्वम गृहेषु गृहमेदिनाम. गृहेषु मतलब एक तो घर में, and गृहमेदि is an, it's like a gali. गृहमेदि is a gali. We are supposed to be grahasthas. What is grahastha? Grahastha means one with his wife and family does devotional service together. And finally, all this, getting married, having children, having a nice, lovable wife, having, eating nice food from the wife's hand, everything is good. That's a part of grahastha life. But what is more important, the crux, how many hours are you going to eat from your wife's hand? Might be a few minutes, might be an hour, not more than that. Rest of the time, where are we subconsciously aware that we have to do our devotion, or we are doing our devotion? We justify. Busy. Got to office ka bahut kaam hai, my business colleague is coming, my business meeting is there, this is there, that is there. Fine. I'm not saying what you're saying is all wrong, but it cannot be for every day. I'm not saying. I've been a businessman myself. I know. Sometimes it's like, even if you take the mala in the hand, your mind will be somewhere floating somewhere, because the pressure, you have to execute the pressure, execute a certain work or certain project. It has its own pressure, but that doesn't justify that you do it throughout the month or throughout the year. That may be a few days in the month. Yes, I can understand. Might be a week, might be a 10 days, half a month. Okay, when the most you can say in a month, I am not able to do my devotional service focused. That day I do, mechanically I do, but my mind is moving around here and there. So finally, none factors are in our hand. चाहे वो बच्चे का हो, चाहे वो बीमारी का हो, चाहे वो घर का हो, जो भी हो, all these factors stand where they are. They are not in our hands. If at all they are, if anyone is capable of solving it, it is only God who can solve it. So one has to understand that इन चक्करों में पड़ने से आदमी बर्बाद होता है. बर्बाद होता है मतलब he forgets his atma tattva part. He doesn't see his atma tattva part, and when he is involved into worldly matters, he is only gets sucked into more problems. A classic example is the Pandavas. They had Indraprasth, very nicely living, happily living. By the way, how many know that why Yudhishthira Maharaj went to play Dvit Krida? Many people say, na? Raj go, sir.
Prabhuji, when any Kshatriya invites for war and youth krida, then other Kshatriya needs to respect.
But then he could have said, no, you are not playing. You have called me, but Shakuni is playing. There's a very subtle example, explanation given by Acharyas. It is said, Yudhishthira could see many bad omens. Though Indraprastha was nice, he was living very nicely, and that Khandaprastha now converted Indraprastha, very nicely enjoying a nicely princely, kingly life, because now he has become Chakravarti and all that. So there he saw a lot of bad omens. So he went and asked Vyasdev, why there are so many bad omens happening? That time Vyasdev says, no, I know. There is a big fight going to come in your family. He predicts there is a big fight going to come in your family. So Yudhishthira said, oh, that is the case. Then I have to behave in such a way that a fight doesn't happen. मुझे ऐसे बिहेव करना होगा कि घर में क्लेश ना हो, झगड़ा ना हो. एंड बेस्ट उसके लिए क्या है, सब चीज के लिए यस यस बोलो. अगर इफ आई गो टू से नो, मामला गड़बड़ है ना. इफ आई गो टू से नो, अरे ऐसा कैसा बोला, घर में झगड़ा भी क्यों होता है? व्हेन यू डोंट से यस टू एनीवन, व्हेन यू से यस टू एवरीवन, the house is in peace. That's why husbands generally, that's a simple peace formula internationally. So that's the time when Yudhishthira Maharaj was invited. Okay, I said, चलो मैं जाता हूँ, क्षत्रिय को तो वो जाना ही पड़ेगा. वहां पे उसने बोला, शकुनी को बोला, he thought for a split second, what should I do? He said, रहने दे, okay, let me see, okay, उस मामले पे झगड़ा नहीं होना चाहिए. So when you take things in your own hand to solve things as per your saying it is very difficult. And I tell you, these non-devotees give better ideas than devotees. Shakuni gave a very nice idea to Duryodhana. And Duryodhana was zapped. The story is there in Mahabharata. Once, the jackal is always cunning. It decided, king कौन है? ये शेर. This lion is a king of the jungle. उसको कैसे भी उसको हटाना है. Otherwise, I will not be able to eat that meat, lion's meat. I won't taste lion's meat. So what do I do? So he makes a गठबंधन. जब भी ऐसा मामला होता ना, ये जो कनिंग पीपल होते ना, वो गठबंधन करते, अकेले से नहीं. बाद में झगड़ा होता है, वो अलग है. And this is from Mahabharata, I'm telling you this. So immediately he calls one mouse, चूहा, एक शेर, tiger. He calls a tiger. He calls a mouse. He calls one porcupine, and he calls one forgot one more animal. Hyena. Yeah, hyena. So total 5 का team हो गया. So they all meet. They say, you have to eliminate this king. जिंदगी भर वही रहेगा. No, I think some country in somewhere, I forgot, they have 5 or 6 people are elected. Everyone rules the country for one year, and then a fresh election is done. So let's have rotation in kingdom, ruling the jungle also. So the best thing is, let's remove the lion. Sir, how will you remove the lion? He is the most powerful person. We can't remove him. This is Shakuni telling Duryodhana, चाल कैसा हटाना है. That is how the Dvit Krida idea came into the mind planning. So he tells, a काम कर, tiger, you will send the rat inside. This mouse will go and bite the lion when the lion is sleeping. And when his leg is bitten, he'll shout in pain. Definitely when someone is injured, he'll shout in pain. That time you attack and kill him. The deal was done. Okay. So the lion, the king of the jungle, was sleeping. This rat went in and bit him. Lion shouted loudly, what was in bad pain, and tiger went in, attacked, killed him. Jackal said, okay, mission successful. Okay, now we are going to enjoy the royal king's meat. So before we enjoy, I think you all should go and take bath, holy bath. आप लोग नहा के आओ, बाद में हम लोग एक एक करके खाएंगे, सब खाएंगे. Okay. Same महागठबंधन story, don't worry. So immediately all the 4 went. He said, I'll stay here, I'll take care, I'll protect this lion's meat, this dead lion I'll protect. आप लोग नहा के आओ, तो हम लोग खाते. जैसे ही नहा के आया, तो एक एक करके the tiger came. Tiger, I think you should not eat this meat. Why? See, the rat has poisoned the meat by his biting. Rat biting is poisoning. It's poisonous. So, उसने काट के ना जहर फैल गया पूरा शरीर में. It is very dangerous. Don't eat. Tiger says, yes, it's below my dignity to eat poisoned meat. चला गया. Take opponent out. And came the rat. The rat came and said, what are you? Why have you come, rat? What happened? He was looking very strange, looking very strangely at him. Oh, you didn't see the king? You didn't see the tiger? You didn't meet the tiger? Oh, the tiger is searching you. Why? You have poisoned that animal by your biting, and he is saying, I'm going to take revenge on you. The tiger is moving around. Oh, I don't want to enjoy any meat. Let me run and save my life. कौन वो tiger से पंगा लेगा? अब दो ओपोनेंट्स गए, अब बचा दो opponents. The hyena came, and the hyena was looking at him. Just now the tiger is looking out for you. You know that? The tiger said, "It is me and the mouse who has done the actual action, killing part." The rat went in, bit the lion, and then I went in and killed the lion. So, what was your role? Fukadka, I say, just because you are in the Gadbandhan, you want it. Get lost. So, you better run away from here before he searches out and eats you. Aina said, "Jaan hai to jaan hai, main bhag." Final जो आया उसको बोला, "I have eaten everyone. Huh? I'm going to eat you also. If you want to save yourself, save yourself. See, the lion is gone, the tiger is gone, the rat is gone, that hyena is gone. I'm going to eat you now." He said, "Baba, you are very dangerous. You are more than the lion. Let me also go away." So he also went. So he enjoyed the lion's meat alone. So from this, Duryodhana got the idea. No doubt he is a Chakravarti. I cannot attack him and catch him. So how do? I use my intelligence, and I'll call him for a Dvit Krida, and there I will control him or defeat him or capture him, whatever it is. The bottom line, what I'm trying to say over here is, our Shastra only teaches, directly or indirectly. The story from the Mahabharata teaches an indirect way. Whenever you are involved with worldly people who are only envious about you, the whole world runs on envy. Nothing runs on actuality. Whole world runs on envy. No one in this world is happy for you. Everyone sees, how come he is happier than me? That's the main purpose we make reels, right? Why do we make reels and post it in the Instagram and Facebook and everything? What is the purpose? Inform, and we keep it in the status also. Why you want to keep it in the status? Status itself is a broadcasting way, right? You want to broadcast your whatever you are doing, whether you're doing Ganpati Puja, you're doing this puja, that puja, what it is. You want the world to know, please see me, recognize me. And the whole world recognizes you. And those, they see you better than them, they only envy you. And that is what you realize as happiness. Otherwise, no one has tasted real happiness. That is why we are all rotting in this world, thinking that this envy and the pride of this envy is going to give me happiness. It is not happiness. It is a temporary feeling which we all are undergoing. That is the reason why Shukdev Goswami is saying this. Hey, bhai, श्रोत्रव्याधीन राजेंद्र नारायण संगति सहस्र, मनुष्य के पास हजारों चीजें सुनने के लिए. नारायण मीन्स इंसान के पास हजारों. अपश्यताम आत्मतत्व देख नहीं सकता है. And then he becomes a Grahamedi. Now, what is the definition of Grahamedi? It will come in the next verse. What is an actual Grahamedi will come in the next verse. Here, one has to understand. Yes, first and foremost, he is very happy. Someone asked me a question also after the class. I become very happy. My happiness is not because I am in the level of Shukdev Goswami. I am nowhere near that. But I am happy at least someone has listened to me. Someone has listened to me consciously, and something he has tried to accept, or wants to accept, or desiring to accept. And that is why he is asking this question. Adaptive to his, might be lifestyle or his living, whatever you call it. Otherwise, people are generally busy in their own world. Own world. If I tell everyone, every day there is going to be satsang from 8 to 9. It will be only me and the computer. No one will be there. I can guarantee you that. Why? वो जी ठीक है, थोड़ा हद तक ठीक है. कहाँ पूरा दिन आप 24 घंटा यही सुनाओगे तो कैसे चले? That means we basically dislike this. Whereas if you go and ask them, especially the youngsters, you'll have a pizza daily. Yes. You'll have your momos, your pasta, this and that daily. Yes. You ask a small child, you want chocolate daily? Why daily? I want 3 times a day, 4 times a day. I will not eat food unless until you give me the chocolates. Why? Because he is having rasa in that. He is enjoying that. When a question is not subjected to, hey, Maharaj ji, मेरे को बताइए मैं इस झंझाल से कैसे बचूं? How will I save myself from death? And what will be the future of my family? And how will I come over it? How can I fight over it? He didn't ask anything of that sort. That's why this question is great. That's why Shukdev Goswami is saying, yes, this is what I'm very happy with. The word Varyan in Sanskrit has got a very, very in-depth meaning. Huh? It's like glorifying. Wow, what a question you've asked. Whereas same thing, Krishna in telling Arjuna, what does he say? Yes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead says, Sri Krishna, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Asochan Asochan Avasaschatam Pragyam Vadam sa Basase Gatasum Agatasunam Cha Na Anusochita Panditaha. Hari calls him, अरे क्या पंडित जैसा बात कर रहा है और क्या बकवास कर. This is the difference. Here God is bluntly telling Arjuna, you're talking like a pandita, but you're not, your inquiry is not like a pandita. You're foolish. It is idiotic. Whereas here, Shukdev Goswami is saying, very nice question you asked. Both could have answered in one line. No. End में युद्ध करना ही है ना. पूरा 18 अध्याय सुनाने का क्या जरूरत. एक की लाइन में भगवान बोलते थे, वो सब छोड़, अभी युद्ध लड़ना है, गांडे उठा युद्ध लड़. And then वही किया उसने. After 18 chapters, that's what he did. Same thing, even Shukdev Goswami could have said, छोड़, मारना तो है. Take the holy name, chant, die. No. He said, let me start with the creation, the creator. When we know about the creation, then we'll know who the creator is. The greatness of the creator will be known only when you know the creation, the greatness of the creation or the in-depth of the creation. That is how this whole Bhagavatam goes in the flow. So since we are just starting in the actual flow with the first dialogue of Shukdev Goswami, we have to understand, yes, we are just wasting our time listening to unwanted things. Whereas already what is to be listened is inquired from the right person. And the right person says, yes, I will tell you what is to be listened and what is to be chanted. And all this entire, from Canto 2 to Canto 11, whole purpose, why Vyasdev wrote this, is to only glorify the holy name. पूरा पर्पस एक ही है, glorify the holy name, because sometimes holy name का जो भी व्यक्ति लेता है उसको खुद को मालूम नहीं है उसका क्या फायदा. One last story before we end. Once, बोलते हैं निकट्टू बच्चा होता है ना, माँ बाप, यूजलेस, फिट फॉर नथिंग. एक बच्चा था, यूजलेस, नॉट डू एनीथिंग, स्पिरिचुअल तो कुछ करता ही नहीं था, एंड अनवांटेड थिंग्स करने में ज्यादा आनंद लेता था. तो इमीडिएटली मदर टुक हिम टू अ साधु. ऐसे केस में साधु ही काम है, कोई डॉक्टर या इंजीनियर या थेरेपिस्ट कोई काम नहीं आता. साधु के पास गए. साधु ने बोला, ठीक है यहाँ रहो थोड़ा दिन के लिए. मैं रहूंगा, बट आप बोलोगे तो मैं रह जाऊंगा. आई विल स्टे हियर, बट आई विल नॉट डू व्हाट यू से. डोंट डू. I will not ask you to follow any rules and regulations. I will not ask you to get up in the morning and 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Get up aram se, live your life. You just stay here for 1 week and go. But you'll have to say once the name Jai Shri Ram. क्यों मैं बोलूं? नहीं बोल दे नहीं, मैं जय श्री राम क्यों बोलूं? ये बोल रहा है जय श्री राम क्यों बोलूं, तो उसमें भी जय श्री राम आ गया, but without realizing he's fighting. So at least say once, no, I'm saying this much. So after 10-15 times, finally he said, okay, I'm saying this only for once. Jai Shri Ram. You're happy, no? Yes, I'm very happy. Thank you. तूने बोल दिया, काम बन गया, तेरा बेड़ा पार हो गया, ठीक है, तू जा सकता है, यू कैन गो होम ऑल्सो, ठीक है, जा रहा हूँ. They called him. Said, याद रखना, अगर कोई भी पूछे ना ये नाम तूने लिया ना, उसके एवज में, इन lieu of that holy name what you have taken, if someone asks you what do you want, you should say, I don't know what is the value of it, what is equivalent to it, give me that which is equivalent to that. Okay. And first you deny and then you ask. Okay. This idiot continued to live this donkey life and finally he died one day. So Chitragupta saw his account. अरे बाबा, ये तो लाइफ मेंबर है नरक लोक का, एकदम काफी लंबा रहने वाला है, तो अभी एरास इज गोइंग टू स्टे इन नरक, इतना सिंफुल एक्टिविटीज किया, एक ही अच्छा काम किया है, he has taken the holy name once. तो उसका क्या, उसके एवज में क्या चाहिए? What do you want in that? How do you want to redeem it? You want to go to heaven for a few days, or how is it like? No, he said, I don't know anything. What is actually I'm entitled for that? Give me that. So, okay, you want what you're entitled, you want that. Okay. And वहाँ पे ना, they are not worldly people. They are little better off. They are very straightforward people. स्वर्ग के लोग हो या यम के लोग हो, very clear what. यहाँ पे क्या है, प्रभु जी ये नहीं है वो लेके जाओ, चिपका देंगे कुछ भी, ऐसा नहीं. So they went. They took him to Yam Devata, that is Yamraj. Yamraj said, even I don't know what can be given in lieu of that one holy name he has chanted. So you take him to Brahmaji. Brahmaji, they went and asked, Brahmaji, इसने एक बार जय सीताराम बोला है, उसके लिए क्या मिलेगा? That I don't know. We'll ask Shankarji. Shankarji is always chanting his name. Might be he knows the value of the name. That is why he's chanting. Otherwise, he will not chant. So go and ask Shankarji. Shivji के पास गए. Shivji said, I chant. I love chanting, and that's my pranadhana. But I really, honestly, I don't know what is the value. So what do we do? He said, एक कोई काम करते हैं. We'll go to रामचंद्र जी only. बस जिसका माल है उसी को मालूम है ना, ये सीधी बात है. अभी उसका कीमत कोई भी लगाए, एक्चुअल कीमत तो जो मैन्युफैक्चरर है उसको ही मालूम रहेगा. तो लेट्स गो एंड आस्क हिम व्हाट इज द वैल्यू, व्हाट कैन वी गिव. ठीक है, तो लेके गए रामचंद्र जी के पास. बोला, रामचंद्र जी ऐसे ऐसे एक बार उसने सीताराम बोला है और कुछ नहीं बोला है, तो इसका क्या वैल्यू में क्या मिलना चाहिए? तो रामचंद्र जी वॉज लुकिंग एट हिम, लुकिंग एट ब्रह्मा जी, लुकिंग एट शिव जी. डिडंट सी एनीथिंग. हे रामचंद्र, बोलिए भगवान क्या करना है? बोला, व्हाट इज दिस अदर रिडेम्पशन? उसका तो बाकी तो पूरा नरक ही नरक. बोला, आज किधर खड़ा है वो? अभी वैकुंठ में खड़ा है ना, मेरे सामने खड़ा है. सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, वन नेम टेकन कैन ब्रिंग यू टू दिस पोजीशन. अभी रहने दो इसको, यहीं रहने दो. अब जाओ, गलत अर्थ मत लेना. मैं वहां जाके एग्जाम लेके जिंदगी भर में पाप करूंगा, गलत करने. आई हैव टू गिव स्टार कंडीशंस अप्लाई और statutory warning. Otherwise, people, they take what they like. What they don't like, they leave it. So please understand, all these stories given by acharyas, sages, these are only meant to highlight, glorify the value of the holy name. Mind you, you see the TV, throughout the day ads are coming, YouTube ads are coming. What do? Ye cream lagao, very nice. this UV cream, sun cream, ye cream, wo cream, whitening cream. What do? They only glorify whether the product works or not is secondary, but that job of a marketing or advertising department is to glorify. Scooter हुआ, आपका तेल हुआ, आपका engine oil हुआ, जो भी हुआ, big celebrities come to endorse. This is the best car, this is the best tel, this is the Navratna tel, acha hai. All this basically is to glorify the product. Similarly, all these only try to tell us, but the only difference is that they are getting paid for saying this. Here, acharyas and sages are not getting paid for saying this because they have experiences. उनके गुरुजन, उनके आचार्यों ने experience किया है. That is why they are telling this very specific. Okay, with this, I would like to close today's class. Can close the recording. Is the recording closed?